And in business, Forte Oil PLC has notified the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Securities and Exchange Commission shareholders and the investing community that its major shareholder, Mr. Femi Otedola, CON, has reached an agreement with the Prudent Energy team to divest his full 75% direct and indirect shareholding in the company's downstream business. This, according to the statement, is in pursuant to his decision to explore and maximize business opportunities in refining and petrochemicals. In percentage terms, the budgetary allocation for education dropped from 7% to 5.71%. I caught up with Dr. Henrietta. She's a senior lecturer at Lagos Business School on the impending dangers if the education sector is not taken seriously. And what are the other impending dangers that you see if this is not resolved?
Well, to start with, we already have a very poor quality workforce in this, or like when I say a poor level of, a poor caliber of people who you can employ. Anybody you talk to today will tell you that when you conduct interviews or you call people, you send out, people send you your CVs and you bring them in for interviews. People can barely speak correctly, write a letter or anything. So
even some of the teachers that
exactly. So we're going to just see worse of that, you know. And but there's a solution. I always like to focus on the solution, not just the problems, you know. So basically, one of the things I see is that government doesn't need to do everything, okay? What they really need to do is focus on providing an encouraging policy framework that encourages people to invest in the educational sector. The private sector usually does a better job when it comes to education.
But unfortunately, when you talk about the private sector, although, yes, we're having more private schools springing up, we see that fewer people can afford these schools.
Absolutely.
But then we have more of those that really need this education on the other side.
Absolutely, absolutely, because the majority are always at the bottom of the pyramid. So again, that calls for a lot of innovative thinking. Okay, there are ways around it. And one of the things I've always thought about, one of the ways I've always thought about solving this problem is looking at what we refer to as a school venture. So imagine a school attached to a bakery, or a school attached to a farm, or a school attached to a construction skills training academy, or a school that also is attached to a tailoring institute or academy. Okay, so let's use a bakery for example. Even if the students don't pay school fees, okay, they can earn to learn. In the sense, they can earn by working in the bakery.
Learning a skill as well.
Yes, learning a skill as well. And then what they produce in the bakery, or what the bakery sells, is what is used to run the school, pay the teachers, and educate the children, and feed them. So not only do they get a good quality education without having to pay up front, they learn a skill, they learn to use their time better because they're too busy to play football or get mischievous. And when they finish from school, they have a skill with which they can start a business.
And if I hear what you say, that means it moves from, you know, the cost of the budget being just a recurrent expenditure to a revenue-generating scheme.
Absolutely,
as well.
absolutely. So I think not just in the educational sector, but in most sectors, if governments can just stick to policy making, you know, and regulation, they will not. They free up funds to be able to provide general infrastructure, while even for infrastructure, while the private sector takes these things on.
And there you have it. And on the activities of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, it was a very bullish trading day at the start of the week, with high gains in the oil and gas sector as well as the consumer goods sector, as the all share index gained 3.88 basis points to close at 31,967.01. Nestle gained 147 naira, a 10% rise, while Seplat also gained 58 naira 40 kobo, a 9.99% gain from its last share price close. WAPCO lost 10 kobo, a 0.79% decline, while UCAP lost 6 kobo, a 2.08% decline. NEM led the list of top trades with a volume of 508.665 million shares, valued at 1.5 billion naira. And on sectorial indices, NS Insurance was up 0.96%, NS Oil and Gas was up 5.69%, NS Banking was up 1.38%, NS Consumer Goods was up 5.49%, and NS Industrial was also up by 2.64%. And that's all on business news on this hour. Still ahead on Plus TV Africa is our roundup on entertainment and sports. We'll be back in a moment.